Hi, everyone. You know where we are. It's that time. It really is. Time for us to gather again at the river to enjoy a beautiful view. And it is a beautiful view. It really is. I uh, I know I've said it before, but being here is so peaceful. Even up here in this public park space, the river is behind me. The flow and the birds and the peace and so much more. I hope you're doing absolutely wonderful today. It is a beautiful day. A quick visual descriptor. I have long brown hair, glasses, a black coat and hood, a blue overcoat, coffee mug in hand. We have the river behind me and the rising sun past the tree. You may notice, perhaps, there is some green, light green, but green nonetheless, starting to bloom on a tree in the distance. We came in last week up here in the Great North. Um, we actually spiked up to temperatures in the 70s. And then on Easter, it snowed. And now, back in the 20s. So the temperature has been less than consistent, as has the season been. But you can never really tell. Will it be spring or will it continue on in winter? Right now, it feels more like fall. Pretty nice, though. I like it. I hope you have your coffee, tea, whatever it may be, whatever gets your day going. Mm, I have some yummy coffee. It really is quite good and brings a smile to my face. It's comforting. It's comfort in a cup. Memories that all gather together and provide us with something special. So, no matter what beverage you have in hand, hopefully, it provides you with the same kind of comforts, the same kind of get up and go, the same kind of familiar memory of place or a time, maybe your routines. What does it mean to be an artist? What does that word mean? What does that concept look like? What's an artist? Who is an artist? How do we tell is what this person is creating is that art? And what I'm creating, the things I do, are they art? Such an interesting question. And it's one that doesn't have the most definable answer. Art is, in many ways, subjective. It doesn't have a single form or a single way to express. But what does it mean to be an artist? That's a hard question. We might ask ourselves, is this art? Is what I'm doing creative? Does it fulfill some longing, some need? Does it create an experience for those who take in what you're doing? What does it mean to be an artist? In many ways, an artist is simply someone who creates, but there are also people who take risks, who share the personal, and who share different perspectives. They're people with varied skill sets who are sometimes willing to talk about things that otherwise we don't discuss. A comedian can be very much an artist, and the comedic arts are one form of art. And sometimes the jokes can They can make us think, and they can sometimes make us cringe, fall back, and question why someone would say that. But at the same time, it still takes skill and craft and a lot of work. The person on the stage, what they're delivering to you is their art. And of course, there's so many different levels, so many different kinds of art and creativity. Someone sitting on a bus or on the subway, sketching in a book, are they an artist? Well, yes. They're plying their craft. There's often almost an implication that if you are an artist, that you're doing something that has to have an inherent weight or meaning to it. But this also creates a gap, a barrier, if you will, between us accepting ourselves as an artist and sometimes gatekeeping what is art if we already consider ourselves an artist. The meaning doesn't have to be monumental. It can be very small or very personal. It can simply be the message itself, what you want to say, or what you'd like to introduce people to. You don't have to make money to be an artist. And of course, we've all heard the term, or most of us have heard the term, starving artist, implying that to be an artist is to not make an income. But this doesn't have to be true either. If you're a video creator, live streamer, or YouTuber, or someone on Twitch, if you're making videos and you're making an income in any way, even if you're editing videos for other people, you're an artist making an income. That's the bottom line. If you write articles for a newspaper or a magazine or a blog or a website and you're bringing in income, well, you're a paid artist. If you sell books, you're an author, a novelist, a poet, you're making money. So you don't have to be a starving artist, but you also don't have to base whether or not you are an artist on whether or not you have an income from your art. Art is the expression. Art is the voice. Art is the process. And it's so much more. Art can be editing pictures. Art can be someone with a camera clicking away, recording the memories of places they've been, or birds on a tree. This is art. These conversations, these moments we spend together. This is art. Anyone who was at my workshop over the weekend were engaging in art. Morning over there on Twitch. So happy to have you here. People who get on Twitch and have conversations, have guests, that's art. It's just the presentations that change. It's just the end goals that change. Art is a very, very wide number of things. It's varied. And the variations of what is and isn't art, they're so hard to say. All of them. Just like no one person can master every skill, no one artist can master every set of art. Myself, I'm a filmmaker, award-winning filmmaker, a painter, an artist, an author, and a poet. I create live video that we can engage in and talk together and discuss these things. This is all art. If you go to the cinema and you pay for a ticket and sit down and watch the latest blockbuster or even a slapstick comedy, you're still engaging in art. If you go to a museum and you see sculptures, maybe from 1,000 years ago, you're engaging in art. You go to your local pub or cafe or what have you, and there's someone sitting in the corner playing a guitar. You're listening. You're engaging in art. When you write a poem, when you write an article, when you doodle or sketch, you're engaging that part of yourself. Art is the process. Art is the communication. It's a language. It's actually a number of different languages through which we speak to one another. It's a base form of communication, removed from having to have it in words or having to necessarily have it in images or sounds. In so many ways, art is a universal concept. Anyone can draw on that concept, or they can pull up what's inside them, share their voice, share their experiences, share their life. You can share your interpretation of a tree or create a fantastical world full of characters and events that never took place and make someone feel like they're part of it. And the fun thing is, we don't make anyone feel like they're part of it. The people that come to engage in our art, by their simple engagement, by the act of connecting to it, they make themselves part of what you're doing. The bottom line is, what does it mean to be an artist? You tell me. What does it mean for you to create the art that you create? Are you a musician, a live streamer, a video content creator? Are you an editor, a writer? Are you a painter? Are you a journalist? Are you a comedian? Do you act? Do you sing? Do you dance? These are arts, various and many. Creating clothing or crafting metal into either sculptures or even something like an engine. Creating an engine is art. We think of some of these things as sometimes specific things, engineering or mechanics, but there's art in your mechanics and engineering. If you're an architect and you design a bridge, even if other people are building that bridge was your communication of a concept, of an ideal that you wanted to put into the world. Embrace your inner artist. And I guess answer that question yourself. What does it mean to you to be an artist? Because every day that I come on, every day I get online, every time I scroll through people's feeds or look at their websites, I see so many of you are artists in your own ways, with your own voices, something of your own to give to the world. And that wonderful communication, that wonderful process, that connection, that's art. I hope you have your coffee, your tea, whatever it may be. I hope you're feeling absolutely wonderful today. Get an extra cuppa. You deserve one. I think we all deserve one. And you most certainly deserve to acknowledge that you're pretty creative. You do amazing things. And what you do can be art. It probably is. It's not for anyone else to say other than you. The sunrise is beautiful. Sound of the river is beautiful. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I do have something else I want to share with you before we're done. Depending on where you're joining me, there's going to be a link somewhere nearby for Without the Light, Volume 1, Penance and Toil, my premier fantasy novel. I've re-released this novel, the first part to an ongoing series, and if you'd like to pick up a copy, it's available through Amazon, Barnes& and Noble, Parnassus Books, a few other places. However, somewhere nearby, there's going to be a link so you can pick up a copy. It's available in ebook, paperback, and hardcover. Without the Light is a fantasy story. It's rooted in, well, I'll be fair, some dark things from my own life, difficulties that I've gone through, turned into the fantastical and sometimes the otherworldly. There are moments which would be difficult for some readers, so I will, of course, issue a trigger warning for anyone who reads Without the Light. There will be moments that would be difficult for some people to get through. So there's sensitive material, so you're aware. And there is darkness, but there is other things too. There's undercurrents of hope. There's pointing out of social justice and social injustice. There's discussions of topics which sometimes we don't talk enough about. Or when we do talk about them, we only talk about them in relevance to, well, sometimes the news or the controversies that surround them. But Without the Light takes you initially, should you pick up a copy, along with a man named Courtney Rubel. Courtney Rubel is a very sad man, and he's very depressed, and there's a lot of weight in his life, a lot of difficulties. And you'll experience the otherworldly, the beyond through him, but you'll also see his perspectives on these dark moments that are going on through his story. And hopefully, there's a lot of you out there who can either relate or learn something from how Courtney goes through these things. I won't give too much away, but I am doing a live reading series of Without the Light Volume 1, Penance and Toil, on my YouTube. There's already 2 videos out where I read through most of the first 2 parts of the book. And I will be continuing to do that for some time. So please check it out. Again, there is a trigger warning, so be aware. It's not for everyone. And if you have trouble with certain sensitive subject matters, do consider potentially blanking out or having someone else listen to it and then let you know if it's something that you might enjoy or be able to listen to. I'd like to thank you all for being here today, and I invite you to, of course, join me by the river as often as you can. Well, we discuss wonderful things like creativity and writing and art. Also enjoy this nature, these birds singing, and that river flowing. Get yourself an extra cuppa. You deserve one. And I'm going to be getting going for the day, so be excellent, everyone. I'll see you all again real soon. Bye, everybody.